Monday Night Classic at Baltimore. Huge win for the Lions. We have a huge guest. Megatron, anyone? Calvin Johnson's on the show to celebrate, to break it all down. What does it mean? What does it mean for the sports book, the overlords? Is it possible the Lions, more and you dog you, is it possible they're better than they were a year ago? Maybe. We also have Jags defensive tackle Arik Armstead. He is here. Jacksonville, big win over the Texans. Texans, what's wrong with you? Delivered big time, fireworks, lots of points, the Lions, these are all Super Bowl contenders. We love it. Here are the top 3 things to take away from this game. Numero uno, any concern about the coordinator changes? Officially over, deaded, squashed. John Morton, hello. Welcome to the National Talk vibe. He's got the juice. Biggest of moments in this game when Mr. Juice, Dan Campbell, does what Dan Campbell does best. He made the calls to go for it on 4th down. Morton was like, what do I dial up here? Let me get in my bag. Let me dig deep. Oh my gosh, some of the most aggressive, fun, creative stuff you'll ever see. The Amon-Ra pitch to Gibbs for the go-ahead score. Hello, the deep shot. Are we going to see that? Let's see. Let's just like eye candy this here. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? Let's do this thing. Look at this beautiful catch. What a dagger this was. Dangerous. Freaking throw from Goff in such a big spot. The Lions offense, that's really quite beautiful. Look at, he's a happy man. Applebee's commercials and all. This Lions offense, get this. They've put up 90 points in the last 2 weeks alone. So shout out to new defensive coordinator. I didn't get to meet. I was a little scared of him, to be honest. Kelvin Shepard, what a game by him. Another brilliant show. This is a Super Bowl team. His defense had 7 sacks. What, Lamar, what? Big stop after big stop. So these guys have it, and they are very much at the top of the food chain, as the Lions should be in the circle of NFL life. At number 2, the number 2 thing you need to know about this game afterwards, as the Lions take down the Ravens. Who told you that Aiden Hutchinson was going to be shot out of a cannon? I did. I talked to him. He missed last year. He's got a bad taste in his mouth. He wants to crush souls, steal them, snatch them, eat them for breakfast. And he is officially in the DPOY conversation. He's at the head of the table, as he should be. He took over the game in the 4th quarter. Massive, look at this. This punch out on Derrick Henry led to all sorts of chaos, leads to the field goal, stretches the Lions lead to 7. Then, gosh, by Lamar, 1 of 7. 1 of 7. I mean, Aiden destroyed the Ravens' shot at a game-tying drive. These highlights are on stage at NFL Honors, at Levi Stadium, in Santa Clara, the night before the Super Bowl. Is he there? I don't know. Is he playing in the Super Bowl so he can't be there and he makes some little corny video from his hotel room to accept the Defensive Player of the Year? Can't you see it? Can't you see it? Can't you see this playing on that big stage with Kevin Hart hosting or whoever they choose this year? There's only a few dudes in this league on the defensive side of the ball that can absolutely take over a game in these big moments. I love Micah. He's sitting there at plus 340, but man, his division rival sitting pretty at plus 750 on FanDuel Sportsbook. I mean, that is going to be a hell of a race there between those first 3 with what Myles Garrett has looked like as well. Okay, the third thing, the must know from this game, the biggest takeaway, the Ravens. How do I put this nicely? I can't. Are we wasting some of the best quarterback play that we've ever seen? That's the question I have. Look at this. Lamar has been ridiculous first 3 weeks. An MVP, okay? League-leading 9 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. None of this is on him. He's out of 2007 Tom Brady for the highest passer rating for the first 3 starts of a season in NFL history. And somehow this team has a losing record, 1-2. It is unfathomable, unthinkable. The defense has been a big part of that. They've given up the 2nd most points in the entire league right now, but this isn't all on them. We've had 2 uncharacteristic, that's the word, Derrick Henry fumbles in the 4th quarter. The O-line struggling last night. I'm not absolving, I mean, I am. It's not Lamar's fault. Look at the numbers that I just told you. I don't think I've seen, I don't know, I'm very hyperbolic this morning. You want this for the Ravens. This is a Super Bowl team. This is how they've framed themselves. I believe that they believe this about themselves, and they should, with the talent on both sides of the ball. But we have to take a big, long, hard look in the mirror, Ravens, and say, are we squandering the greatest quarterback play? And who's squandered it that way? Is there another comp? I don't know. And the way that Zach Orr's defense ended last year, carrying over to 2025 question mark? I don't know. This was the #1 defense over the second half of last year. Why isn't that the case right now? What's not working? They did start slow last year, so it makes me think, okay, maybe that's just like the identity, what they need to do. But they've got this game against the Chiefs. It's on my little look at. Kat gives me this schedule, and I was looking at it this morning in Glam, and I said, do not let these Chiefs get right against you. Do not. Then you're 1-3 on the other side of that, and then the Chiefs are back. That's what would happen if the Chiefs beat you this week. You can't do that. And I will say, those are my 3 things to take away from this game. As far as our secret menu item, you saw me put down 9,000 calories from secret menu items at Starbucks. One of those items did hit last night, so find it next week. The Monday Nighter next week, by the way, doubleheader. Jets at Dolphins, Bengals at Broncos. We will have menu items free. Lamar did toss 3 touchdown passes, Goff threw 1, so they got their combined 4. These are fun. Gosh, if I had just done David Montgomery and Derrick Henry instead of Gibbs and Henry, that one would have hit too, so that's a big woof by me. But we will keep these coming every Monday for you and have some fun responsibly, of course. Hamilton, great job on the menu items. You worked hard on those. They're a little scary to me, but we've got Jets, Dolphins, Bengals, Broncos on that one. And let me ask you this. So yes, those menu items will continue. I will ask you, like, does another team come to mind as far as what I'm accusing the Ravens of potentially? What other team has done this with that?
Maybe the Bengals last year, missing the playoffs with Joe playing the way he was playing.
Cut this loser, Mike. No, you're not wrong.
But yeah, but no, I mean, this is it is, as you said, unfathomable to see him playing the way he's playing, and this team's still losing games.
What is he doing wrong? What are we not absolving him of? That's my question for you.
I mean, you can make the argument he had the ball in his hands with a chance to go beat the Bills in week 1, even after they blew it. He had the ball in his hands last night with a chance to go tie the game. So you can say that, which is totally fair, but it is nitpicking. He's played so well through these games shouldn't have gotten to that point where they're trailing and he has to do that.
Okay, Chris Sims, let's get out of here. We will have Megatron on the show. I'm so excited to talk to Calvin Johnson. Like, it's just a great day when we get to be in his presence and get his takes, of course, on Aiden. And it's always nice to have him after a Lions win as they reestablish themselves. And are they better than they were last year? It's a good question. And we'll get his thoughts on that, of course. But it's time now for Hit It. Attaboys! This is where we take and give you the top performances. These are the 3 that I think deserve a little more love as we sort of have to flip the page. Say goodbye to week 3. We're already in week 4. I don't want to talk about it. We're already in week 4. Are we freaking kidding? I hate this. I hate how quickly it goes. At number 3 for Attaboys for week 3, how about Attaboy rookie receiver TORY HORTON? I bet you Calvin's going to want to say something about this. Megatron will love this. 5th pick out of Colorado State. 95-yard punt return touchdown. Look at him go. This is like just to be able to do this once in my life, to know what this feels like, playing Frogger with your body out there, and then having, but look at those. They can't keep up. They can't do anything. Man, weaving his way. It was beautiful. And then a few minutes later, he hauls in this touchdown from Sammy Darnold to make it 28-3, a score that is iconic, of course, in NFL lore, but in this game as well. So attaboy, TORY, now the first player in NFL history to have multiple touchdown grabs and a punt return touchdown within the first 3 games of his career. So nice little juice, nice little spark plug, a little smelling salt in human form. We love to see it. At number 2, attaboy, Eagles defensive tackle Jordan Davis. Not just a songbird, okay? Not just a beautiful voice out of him. While everyone will focus on the blocked kick, and they should. It was beautiful. It was happening all around the league. This big man scoops and scores, which was magnificent, but he did a lot more than that. He had the chase down of Stafford, 3rd and 2, not respecting his elders to get the Eagles the ball back so they could make the big comeback. Game tone shifter, whatever you want to say. He had the massive 4th down stop on Kyron, of course, and this blocked field goal that you're looking at, right? The blocked kick, right? Best player on the field for that defense on Sunday. So, attaboy, look at that big boy run. Okay, 9-0. I feel like he's taken on a lot more on those big boy shoulders this year, right? The Eagles, they lose Milton Williams, a bunch of other guys on that front, and he is thriving. So, monster start to this season for Jordan Davis. 5 total tackles, a sack, a blocked field goal, and a touchdown. That is a stat line he will remember one day. And at number 1, attaboy to Vikings corner. Oh, my gosh. Isaiah Rodgers. Who had a better day? Hit me in the comments here on YouTube. Who had a better day than him? They win, first of all, and it's not just like that he's the first player in NFL history to have a pick six, a fumble return, touchdown, 2 forced fumbles in the same game. That is so crazy. But I don't know. Is this the best day of any defensive player we've ever seen? I'm not even exaggerating. It took, everything was on his shoulders. He said, I'm going to do this all myself, okay? Kevin O'Connell refuses to give him the ball, right? He said he wasn't going to give him the ball. If you missed it during my training camp interview, you don't know what I'm talking about, listen to what Kevin O'Connell told me when I asked him about the great Isaiah Rodgers and his personal goals this year.
He's begging me to return kickoffs because I think he needs a certain amount of yards doing that I forget what the record would be for him. Maybe it's just a personal record.
Cal, we got to look that up.
130 away from 2,000. That's what it is. He told me that the other day.
How many weeks are going to go by until that happens?
It could be a while. I told him that the other day. It could be a little time before he hits that number.
Not only did Kevin O'Connell lie to me about Adam Thielen, he lied. Fool me once, shame on you. I'm never believing Kevin O'Connell again. He did not have to wait long. You didn't want to give the ball to Isaiah, but he freaking took it, didn't he? 153 yards on those takeaways have now pushed him over that 2,000 career all-purpose yards mark. Attaboy, Isaiah. You get your 2K. Keep crushing. And those are your 3 attaboys for week 3. Okay, we're headed to week 4. We're flipping the page. Not until we talk to Calvin Johnson about these Lions. Are they better than they were last year? Is this the year? Let's go! Megatron joining the show. Always a great deal when that happens.
Yes, sir.
Hamilton, greatest defensive performance ever is a wild label.
I mean, 2 touchdowns, 2 defensive touchdowns from that distance. And the fumble return, it wasn't just that he picked up a fumble and ran it back.
Yeah.
He stripped it and picked it up and then ran it back.
What was that? What was working so well? Clearly he's using primitive performance. Like that goes without saying. We'll get to that in a minute. But like, what went so right for him there?
I mean, he was just on another level. He was in the right spot at the right time on that pick six, and that fumble, that strip, scoop and score was that's just an incredible individual effort.
Yeah.
And then he had another forced fumble later. It's just he's playing on another level right now. He's a ball hawk, and I mean, it's a phenomenal individual effort. I can't say anything more than that.
Love that. We will have Arik Armstead on the show. Was it true that Travis Hunter played more on defense this time?
Yeah. It was, and it worked out pretty well.
Are you wanting more of that now?
Yeah, we kind of saw a little. That's what Rod Woodson told us would be his wish list, and that's kind of what we saw. More defense, a couple plays they sprinkled in on offense. I still want to see them take some shots down the field, which we haven't really seen. It's been more like screens and just trying to get the ball in his hands and get yak. But I don't know. We saw in college he is such a good vertical threat. I would like to see that a little bit more. But,
are you excited about Liam? Like, you like what he's doing so far?
I do. I do. I think I'm
trying to figure out. You and I were talking at like 5 a.m. yesterday, and I'm trying to the Bucs have a lot of injuries, but like that's who I want to go to the NFC Championship game, or who I think they're going to like fight for that 1 seed in a way people don't expect them to, and I don't know how much they're missing Liam. We talked about this yesterday, but like I'm trying to figure out like how good, what is the and it's timing and it's whatever, but like. We're talking about these coordinators, like look at what Morton did, right, yesterday. So it's like, okay, Ben Johnson's gone, but look at the Lions. Here they are. They're still fine. So like, will the Bucs be fine similarly without Liam Cohen? I feel like we haven't even talked about the fact that he's gone. But I guess just something to keep an eye on, these coordinator changes and like the narrative of it mattering versus not mattering. Mattered with the Eagles several years ago, but they were right back in it the next year. So it's like, what is it really?
Yeah.
Eagles
and I think Grizzard
pulled it out even though they looked vanilla with spatula. Fatula.
And I think I like the job Grizzard has done with the Bucs. I think the biggest thing they're battling, those offensive line injuries are an issue. And now Mike Evans, hopefully that's not too bad. But
I don't believe in those issues because I think Baker effect. Baker just gets anybody to. I could protect.
Now Montgomery, he's going to break. David Montgomery is in for the touchdown.
Joining me, a Pro Football Hall of Famer, Lions legend, owner of Primitive Performance, who has taken over the sports world, Calvin Johnson. I love that smile. Why are we smiling? Go Lions!
You know why? I'm smiling because I'm laughing in the faces of all them folks that didn't pick the Lions. Nobody picked the Lions yesterday. It's crazy. It was crazy.
What do you think that is? What does that come down to? Just the coordinator change, a lack of faith in what?
I think, they just, fed into the talk of the coordinator change, the difficulty had in the first game with Green Bay, and they didn't believe, last week, the Bears they're the Bears right now, so they're no world beater.
Hold on now, we got to win. We had a flea flicker. I'm holding on to that Caleb flea flicker for dear life. Don't take that away from me.
I told Ben, man, I'm mad at you, man, for going across the street.
You did?
Yeah.
What do you say?
He said it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. I'm like,
he's scary, Calvin. That Ben Johnson. What's your impression of him?
Good.
I can't imagine joking with him. He's scary to me.
I like Ben, man. He's a good dude. He's a good dude. Like I said, I ain't like his choice, but he's a good dude.
What does this say about? I'll ask you like this: why does it not matter that Ben left? What does it say about this team that they look like this without him?
I mean, it just goes to speak to the depth, obviously the leadership on the team, it's not just about the coordinators, but you got, like I say, you got so many guys and talented coaches that played in the league, they're going to keep these guys, well-rounded and hungry. And obviously you got so many leaders on the team as in players that have the experience, that have been here, that have seen the depths and seen the highs here, and they know what it takes to win.
They're also, I think it's interesting, like a little note to give them some love this morning. They're 8-2 in one-score games since 2024. What is that? Why is it that when things get, is that Jared Goff? I feel like it is. Like when he gets punched, he likes to get up. Like he loves that stuff.
No, we love the contact. I mean, look at this game. The very physical game. We knew that, and we went in there, feeding, hungry for it. And you can tell those guys are hungry for it the way they performed that game. But to be able to convert in those situations consistently, that's experience. You've been in those situations and you lost in those situations, and the discipline and what it takes and how big moments like this we're watching, those big turnovers are in those situations, and those change games.
Yeah,
and the running game, running game changes the game too, man. Our running game.
Tell me more about that, because I feel like week one it didn't work. And then Monty last night, I was so happy for him. So what about this running game sticks out to you this year?
No, I just think that the line they're just gelling. They're just starting to come together. We have a couple of new pieces there, and I think first week, the guys don't play a lot in the preseason. We got a shorter, abbreviated preseason now. I think they're just gelling at this time, and hopefully they just keep rolling. Obviously we have the great playmakers in the running backs. We keep those guys healthy, keep them running. That's just going to help out the passing game and what Goff does back there.
I feel like we knew what Ben Johnson was with you. It was trick plays. It was great sequencing. It was like really knowing when to pull something out of his bag, having the balls to do it, all of that. Your interactions with him. Tell me about Johnny Mo. What do I need to know? And what is the biggest sort of, that's Johnny Mo? Look, I know that flea flicker is Ben Johnson. What is a Johnny Mo?
I'm still learning Johnny Mo myself. I've met Johnny Mo. I've been around the team a couple of times, but I'm still learning Johnny Mo myself. But we're still seeing, creativity, in the play calling. That's what I love about this team. And we have the guys to execute. That's what's so fun. We have playmakers all across the board, and you never know who's going to make a play, who's going to score a touchdown. It can be a lineman for all we know.
Should Aiden Hutchinson be DPOI already?
Look at him. He's out here balling, man. After the comeback, obviously a comeback player of the year award is out there, but definitely that as well, the way he's playing, the way he's performing right now.
Forced fumble. How many sacks did he have, Hamilton? How many sacks did Aiden have? Just one? I
only had one.
Yeah, Lamar was sacked 7 times. I was watching this every time he was just on the ground. He's like, it's unbelievable. Do you feel like we're sitting here, we're going into week 4, who don't even know who they play. Are you willing to say, so it's Browns at Lions next week. Do you think they're better than they were last year, this Lions team? Is there a case to be made for that, or do you buy that?
I can buy it after seeing this performance this week. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to buy it after this performance, after playing, we're a gritty team. We know Baltimore is a gritty team at home. We know they can run the ball. We know they pride themselves on their defense. And to go up there and make a statement as we did yesterday, we're definitely on everybody's radar.
Lamar leads the league in passing touchdowns, passer rating. He's playing incredible football, MVP level. What happened yesterday?
When you hit the quarterback, they get out of sync, and bad things happen. When you get to the quarterback, when he's not able, when you're containing it. Look, did you see the contain that we had yesterday? That was amazing. We kept him corralled. We didn't allow him to get outside, and guys were making tackles on him. Guys were bringing him down. Muhammad had a great game out there. The D-line just played great yesterday. Guys step up, and that's the thing that we saw last year when, we have injuries there. Guys are able to step up and make plays. And Shep, he's calling them. Johnny Moe, they're calling them, and guys, they're making the plays. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, you're so excited about it. I love that. We're trying to learn the Johnny Moe thing. You're I'm still learning. What did you learn about him last night from what you saw?
We're going to run the ball, and we're going to sprinkle some creativity in there. And it's not a big drop off from what we saw and what we expected last year. Not that Johnny Moe is the same, but I do expect the same output that we had after seeing how these guys performed in the last 2 games.
Stafford and your Rams. Do you see any of that?
I did. I did. Yes. Who they play? Philly.
Eagles.
Yeah. Philly? Oh, that was such a great ending.
It was a great game. Man. What do you mean he lost, your boy?
No, just the weekend and all the play, defensive and special teams plays was amazing. But that play in specific, who was that, Carter? That made that play?
Yeah, it was crazy. He had the crazy. He had an unbelievable game. He blocked the kick at the end, but he had a stat sheet. His stat sheet was fat. I have it right here.
He had a ridiculous game. What do you got? What did he do?
I had it. Hold on, let me look at it.
The way he lifted that dude up like he was like a child, and then blocked the kick, and then ran a 4-5 into the end zone.
Yeah, no, Isaiah Wright just had it was Jordan Davis. What did he have? What was his stat sheet?
Yeah, Jordan Davis. That's what it was.
He stopped Kyron Williams. I remember, that was crazy.
The dude's a beast.
The dude's a beast. But I thought you were going to be sad for your boy.
Staff's great. We know that. We know Staff's great.
Have you talked to him?
Yeah. I haven't talked to Staff in a little while.
Yeah, they have this tough loss. Matt Ryan said that LA, here's what Matt Ryan said, who's an analyst now. He said LA should be thinking, quote, we're every bit as good, if not better, than the Eagles. Do you think that? How are you feeling about these Rams?
They're good. I don't know. I haven't watched enough of them. Mm-hmm. They're good. We know that. I know offensively. I know they have the playmakers there. I don't know what they have on defense. I don't know if their defense is made out of.
It's good. They got some young pass rushers. It wasn't the best question. Do you watch Puka at all? Are you into?
I like that kid.
Yeah. Can you size him up for me from what you've seen?
I haven't met him in person. I don't even know his his stature, but the kid makes plays when the ball's in the air. He uses his hands. That's what I love to see. And he's physical. He likes to hit. As a receiver, he doesn't mind contact. I love to see all those things in a receiver. He can run good routes, use his hands. He's physical. He makes plays after he catches the ball. Great receiver. If we're thinking about
obviously Jamar Chase looks amazing. Justin Jefferson.
Yep.
Who's 3? I'm looking at who's the third? Who's the top 3 for you? I imagine it's those 2 or no. You can go away from those.
I really like AJ Brown. I wish he'd get more balls thrown his way, man. The kid, he uses his hands. Just the same thing I was saying about Puka. But he's been doing it for a long time. Has a Super Bowl championship to go with it. I love that kid. Why do you think that they don't give him the ball more? That game, that first half was crazy. Yeah. You have so many tools around you. They probably double him, because, the kid, he makes plays on the ball in the air. He uses his hands well. He runs good routes. I'm sure there's double teams that go his way, leaving, it wide open for Devontae and obviously, who's their tight end? Goddard?
Where? In LA?
In Philly.
Goddard. Philly Goddard.
Yep, Goddard. Yeah. Yep.
I'm looking at the NFC odds right now, and Philly's at the top. Your Lions are there. The odds have been changing a little bit. Who's the biggest threat to Philly?
I mean, obviously us.
Yeah.
I mean,
makes
Tampa's
sense.
playing some inspired ball
Another not
right
great
now.
question. I'm sorry,
Tampa's.
You like Tampa? I love Tampa.
After us, Green Bay, I expect them to, have a chip on their shoulder after last year, and especially after losing to the Browns. Goodness gracious, I didn't see that one coming. But on this list, I mean, after us, I mean, I think Tampa's playing some really inspired football right now. Los Angeles, they could be up there at the end of the day just because they got a great quarterback.
I was at the Niners. I think the Niners, again, they're going to go on a run, too. I know they just lost Bosa for the year. That sucks. But I think once they get Kittle, they're looking good, undefeated with Mac Jones on one leg. They'll get Kittle full strength. They got to figure out a run game, but, I think we're sleeping on them a little bit. They had Arizona this week. I went to the game. I was just convinced. I was like, they're going to go. It's like anything. I go to any game and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're going to win the Super Bowl. That's always how I feel. But Marvin Harrison Jr. didn't have a great game. He had all these drops against the Niners. Listen to what he had to say afterwards.
A lot of emotion. Just disappointed, really. I know what I put into the game. So, it doesn't feel the best. I mean, I think I know what I'm capable of, and to go out there and not play to, nowhere near the best of my abilities. It's frustrating. It hurts your team, and I got to get better.
When you see him saying, he's obviously feeling a certain way, what comes through to your head, to your heart maybe even?
I just think about, the games I might have had that, you leave the game feeling like, dang, I left it out there on the field a little bit, or I dropped some passes, or maybe I didn't run some of the best routes. And, so I fully expect after that, him to have a great week of preparation, to be locked in and come out and have a lot of fire and a great game next week, trying to put this behind him. That's the one thing about having a bad game. You prepare your ass off and you cannot wait to get back to the competition next week.
What was
just to get that bad taste out your mouth.
How much are you lying about a bad game for you? I'm trying to remember what was a bad game for Calvin Johnson.
I remember I had one in Chicago, and it was like a windy game, and I let the ball was moving, and I let all that stuff get into my head instead of just, going breaking down to the fundamentals and just seeing the ball into my hands. I got into my head a little bit, and it kind of cascaded over, and I dropped a couple balls that game. We ended up losing the game. So to his point, it's a bad feeling when, you have ones that hit you in the gut or hit you such as that, you're just like, that's not me. That's why it's just like you lock in, and who knows, maybe he had a great week of preparation and it just didn't go his way. There's some outside factors that happened that day of the game, but for him, I know he just can't wait to get back to the competition next week to get that bad taste out of his mouth.
The AFC, we've been talking all NFC all day. This AFC it feels like there's blood in the water with the Chiefs. There's this whole it's like the world is split. The Chiefs aren't going to figure it out. They will when they get back Rashi and when they get back Jalen Royals, who, where do you stand on the Chiefs?
Too early. It's too early. It's too early to count them out. It's the first quarter, but, they could have, the first quarter of the season, they could still have 3 good quarters and be where they want to be at the end. It's tough, it's tough when you lose in divisional games, though. It makes it harder to, makes it a steeper hill to climb. But there's still a lot of games to play.
But, if you had to pick right now between, them and Buffalo, you'd pick the Chiefs? If you know what I'm saying? I know it's early, but it's hard. Here are the odds.
Buffalo,
so the Bills moved
today. Buffalo's kicking that ass.
Yeah,
I think so.
I'm looking because the Ravens were tied. The Bills are now alone at the top. It's hard to argue again. They look so freaking good. And we had Khalil Shakir on the show yesterday. He's sort of operates as their wide receiver one.
Yep.
I really he's like a yak guy. He's the second most yards after catch in the entire business. Can they do it without having sort of that A.J. Brown, that Puka Nacua, Devontae? Can they go all the way?
If you could keep that cast, healthy, it's hard to keep your hands on those guys. They're so quick, in and out of routes. They cross the field on you, and that's the good thing about playing in the slot. You go anywhere on the field. So as long as they keep the cast of, what they have now, healthy and making plays, it's possible.
You said A.J. Brown instead of Amon-Ra St. Brown. Do you want to correct yourself before we...
Oh man, Amon Ra is. I mean, a lot of times I think with a lot of people, Amon Ra is so consistent at what he does. He might get overshadowed, but he doesn't get overshadowed after yesterday. I mean, the guy was out there making plays, at moments that really matter, especially that 4th and 2. Him and Goff connected on that 4th down late in the game. That we had to have. I think it was that midfield too, gutsy 4th down. I think Dan has us all here stressing out, sweating bullets.
So true. Who do you text after a win like that, like on the team? Do you at all, or are you like so cool that you don't at all?
No, I'll text T-Choice sometimes. I'll text Nate B sometimes.
Yeah.
Some of my old teammates, we'll text.
Nate B gets up at 3 a.m. to go work on CBS, and he's texting back, and you guys are talking about the Lions?
Oh, Nate is he's on TV at the time, usually.
Yeah. So you guys text back and forth about it.
Yeah.
I love to hear that. I think that's amazing. I'm trying to think of what could stop this Detroit team.
Injury, injury.
That's it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I wonder, it's interesting to think about that. But last one for you before we get to primitive performance, of course, and let you go. And thank you for hanging out and giving me your insights.
Sure.
You're like the best. I still get nervous when you go on the show. I'm like fidgeting. I wanted to ask, you like hang out with the defense? Always. That's it. So
always give love to my defensive guys.
Okay.
When I go to practice, I always got to because they changed the game. We got a great secondary. Brian Branch, like I say, he always say we went to the same high school, so it's awesome to see him here in Detroit. Doing his thing. Love Kirby. I love Arnold. I haven't got too acclimated with Reed yet, man, but I love having him on the team. The kid can play. I love our defense because we know defense wins championships, as they say. Offense has a big part of that, though.
The internet has a lot to say about Terry and Arnold after last night's game. I'm interviewing him later today. What should I ask him?
Ask him, and CJ said this, when you gonna stop getting penalties? I'm gonna give him a hard time.
Okay.
I'm gonna give him a hard time. Give him a hard time. He can be great. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. He's got a new podcast with Pat Surtain. I want to know if you could do a podcast with any other wide receiver. Would it just be Nate, you and Nate from your time?
Nate would be a great person to do it with just because he's Nate,
Easy.
Great energy.
Trust me, Nate's like the easiest person I've ever worked with in my entire life. I get it.
Yeah. Good.
You just kind of wind him up. You throw him the ball and he just he passes to himself. He'll dribble. He'll do something fancy, smooth, and he'll dunk. And you're like, yeah, great. He's the easiest. Who else? If I take Nate off the table, if you had to pick somebody, not on your team because Terry and
a good one would be Randy Moss. Randy Moss would be a good one.
That would have been crazy. You guys doing a show together.
We got different personalities, so we can. I think that would be good.
I would love to see you and Randy.
Trying to think who else. I like that one.
Somebody that you were, because you guys were competitive, but love each other. That's the same thing. It's to the idea of Terry and Arnold and Pat Surtain doing a podcast together is interesting to me.
Yeah, well, I didn't even know about that one.
Yeah, it's coming out tomorrow. It's going on tomorrow, but I bet you're why don't you focus on penalties? I'm sure I'll tell him all the things. I'll tell him that CJ had a lot to say. Primitive performance, how's that going? Anything new? What do we need to know?
Oh man, no, just continue to push. Just natural healing, holistic healing. And it's great the way we do it because we have a very effective, efficacious product. With our HPNE, our high performance nano emulsion, which essentially just makes the product that we have more bioavailable to the body so that, we can really get after those bumps and bruises that are affecting us and keeping us from living the best version of our daily lives. So Primitive Performance at primitiveperformance.com. Go and check it out. We always have a discount promo running on there, but it's great to be partnered up with the Detroit Tigers as their official CBD partner and Ford Field as well. Really for the goal for me is just to be able to provide products that we didn't have that really targeted, reducing swelling in the body for professional athletes. That's why we got our NSF for sports certification so that collegiate and professional athletes can use our products. And so that's what really excites me is to have those products in the hands of professional athletes and them having success with it and them having success stories with it. So that's awesome. That's all I'm looking forward to having and have had. with creating this line of products.
It's a really thoughtful thing to, like, I got some for my family who are dealing with some things.
Awesome.
It's a very thoughtful gift, I will say, out there, because it's showing that you care about, and it makes a difference. And like, I'm even just looking at the website right now. You guys are doing like bundles to try a bunch of the different products, and there are some great deals on here right now, guys. And there's also this like awesome look photo of Calvin.
Cut it out. Yeah, okay.
We love to see this. And I will say, you are the official partner of the Tigers. The Tigers closing in on another division title. Let's do the math here, guys. Well, you know, they obviously go together. So congrats on all of that, guys. Yeah, go to Primitive. You can stay refreshed, revitalized. It is really good. The shit is strong. Let me just say, Primitive Performance. You can save 10% on auto shipments right now, and there's other promos and great stuff there. So thank you so much, Calvin, as always, and go Lions.
Shout out to the Lions. Shout out to the Detroit Tigers, man. Good times in Detroit.
Good times in Detroit. Always are with you there. We will be back with a 2024 Walter Payton Man of the Year. Arik Armstead is on the show, up in Adams, back in studio at least today. What are the other options for like who the #1 wide receiver or do you have like the rankings of like who just for this who's on the leaderboard right now?
So right now Puka is #1, Jackson Smith and Jigba is #2. He's 10 yards behind Puka.
Who called
and then
that?
Ricky Pearsall. Ricky Pearsall #3. Yeah. Malik Neighbors #4. Even after a little quiet game against the Chiefs.
Week 2 was insane for him.
Yeah. And then Jamar Chase. Look at this. Look at
Malik
Chain and Company.
Neighbors.
And then Jamar still up there in that top 5. Quentin Johnson sitting just behind Jamar, by the way, at #6. Love the season he's having.
Love that for him. Okay, so Puka's the top dog right now.
Yep.
I love that. I feel like I'd like Rome to sneak into that conversation.
He's close. He's 11th right now. He's got 227, so he's 14 yards behind Jamar as far as cracking that top 5. He's right there. And 4 touchdowns. He does lead the league in touchdowns with 4.
It's fun with what's going on with the court with Justin, and not fun for them, but fun for the other receivers because somebody else is likely to be top dog.
Yeah,
you're gonna have a whole other, a potentially top 3. Like I don't know. Do you think Chase and Jefferson end up in the top 3? I don't know.
I still think they find their way in there.
Maybe
they're so good.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's like Puka's
with Justin,
so good
though. Like Puka's not going anywhere.
Yeah,
it's exciting.
Yeah, it really is. And JSN is just having an unbelievable year. We need to talk about the Seahawks a little bit this week, a little bit more.
I feel like you're screaming JSN from the top of the rooftops, and people just don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't looked at like the leaderboards on things. Keenan's doing his thing too, as far as who has the most touchdowns.
Yeah, it is Rome is tied with Amon-Ra and Trey Tucker from the Raiders with 4.
Okay.
Jonathan Taylor leading the league in rushing.
No surprise there.
Yeah.
Who do they? They're here this week. I'm going to that game. At Rams.
How's that? You learn how to win. We learn how to win. Big game, division game, at home. When we were doing wasn't really working on offense, wasn't flowing. You guys had our backs in big time moments, and then we made the plays when it mattered most.
The anchor of the 2-1 Jags. How does that sound to you, Arik Armstead? The 2-1 Jags. Congrats. Oh, you don't seem that happy about it. You're frozen. Say less. I think we lost you. Waiting to hang out with.
I'm here now.
Okay, that's the kind of smile I expect out of a 2024 Walter Payton Man of the Year. Fresh over such a big win over the Texans. What is that locker room like after?
It was a lot of fun. Obviously, it was a hard-fought game against a division opponent, and we put in so much effort to get that win, and we wanted to start off right in our division, and it starts in our division. And so definitely was a good feeling, especially the way the game went. It was back and forth, up and down, but we fought, we kept playing, and we found a way to win.
Walk me through that sack. It's I think you got half a sack for it, probably, right? You and Josh Hines Allen. Did you guys get half sacks for this guy?
Yeah, we got half sacks for this one. Funny story, we actually hit each other harder than we did CJ.
What?
On there, and yeah. So you can see right here, as we both came in, we kind of actually hit each other, and we were both feeling it a little bit after. But that was a huge play in the game. Josh had a great rush off the edge. And, as a D-line, we always talk about working together and rushing as one. And we had a middle game, and I got some pressure up in the inside, and Josh came off the edge, and that was a huge play for us.
What does it mean to let's just be honest, this is the division rival, the Texans, right? They're not sitting there at 0-3. What was it like to hand that to them?
It was a great feeling. We hadn't beat them at home since 2017. And so, like I mentioned earlier, it starts in the division. Mm-hmm. Everywhere you want to get to in this league, playoffs, Super Bowl, it starts by winning your division and dominating your division. And the Texans have won our division the last 2 years. And so, we're trying to change that. And it was definitely a great start. Was a great feeling to get that win.
What was this scuffle about? This little, what was this?
I don't know what that was about. I'm a little older now, so guys be getting into it. I'm just trying to play, but it comes with the division games. It comes with rivalries. Guys get amped up out there, and it happened on our sideline. I don't know what really started it. I saw on the big screen, I think our long snapper got pushed, and there was a reaction out there. And, we've been having some battles with them for some years, so things can get chippy out there. But, at the end, it was all respect, for two really good teams.
Mm.
I feel like they really have a really good team, and we have a lot of respect for them.
How much of this was about what happened last time you guys played?
I don't think much was about it. I think, you bring in some of that into each game, especially division games where you're playing against the same people and over, and you know them, and
yes,
they know you very well. And so there's some history there, but I think in that moment really wasn't about last year or what happened. It was about, just kind of what happened in that moment. And we're definitely trying to establish a physical brand of football that we're trying to play. And I'm sure they are too. I know D'Amico very well. I was coached by him, and so I understand what, the way he is trying to get those guys to play, but also understand how we're trying to play and the physical brand of football that we're trying to establish.
I know D'Amico also. I know Liam much less. But when I went down there, and I can't believe I didn't see you when I went down to visit Jackson, my first time at Jags training camp, I really like Liam. I get it. I get it. How would you describe him 3 weeks in? Maybe your relationship with him. He's a little spicier than I thought.
Definitely a little spicy for sure. He gets amped up. He's passionate. He loves this game. He's taking command and taking control of our organization as he should, as the leader. And you see that in every facet. I feel he's a great communicator. We all know what the expectation is from us. When he first got hired here, me and Josh Hines Allen went to dinner with him within the week of him being hired. And, that was a unique experience for me. A coach that really wanted to, build relationship and communication and have a conversation with, two of his players that, are going to be a huge impact on the team. And so I thought that was an eye-opening experience for me. And ever since then, the lines of communication have been open. And, he definitely doesn't mind putting his foot down and letting you know what he feels too.
What is that smile? You're like, like it's what do we not know about him? I guess like.
I don't know. I think you hit it on the head. Like he's a little spicy sometimes. Like he doesn't mind letting you know how he feels, about something. Like he's not gonna shy away from or mix
He's
feelings.
Direct
like I don't
honest.
want to. Yeah, he's direct and honest.
That's why I like him.
You can appreciate that as a coach, from a coach, and I think that's what we need.
I feel like I got that from him outside of our little chat. I walked with him a little bit, and I was like, oh, he is just honest, and he's direct, and he does not. That's how I like to be communicated with. So, but it's not for everybody. But he definitely has that to him, and I love that. I'm noticing. I think Trevor has always had this in him. This, I don't know if you call it dog, whatever like the cool kids say, but him even saying he said no one's going to bully us. Like what I'm seeing with him and Liam on the sideline, like what is the effect of Liam Cohen on your quarterback been?
I think he's having a huge effect on Trevor. And, there's always X's and O's and schematic things, but the edge that he wants Trevor to have, the moxie, the how you command the huddle, how you communicate with people, like instilling confidence, I feel is very important, and Liam is doing all those things, and they have a really good relationship. And what happened in the Bengals game, I know went viral of Trevor seemingly waving off Liam.
Yeah.
And we discussed that as a team, and it's like from the outside looking in, that's oh wow, they're arguing, but in heated battles, that's sometimes how you have to communicate with one another. And if there ever is confusion, that love and that bond you have of I want what's best for you and you want what's best for me, and we're in this together. That's how you get over any of those situations where you might talk to each other heated in a conversation. Like at the end of the day, we're in this together. We care about one another. I want what's best for you. And I really love that, about their relationship and the relationship that Liam has with, the whole rest of our team as well.
Yeah, I think you act like that when you really care. When you are saying, I feel like there's a different outward look of investment from Trevor. He's taken more ownership. He's taking things more personally. How did Liam do that?
I think it starts with the human element. I always feel it starts with that, especially when coaching with coaches and players and teams and organizations. It starts with the human element. We have to like one another. We have to want to be around one another. So when adversity strikes, it bands us closer together. It doesn't separate us. And establishing that you care for someone, establishing that you care for them as a person, as a player, and you want what's best for them, that's the type of coach that I want to be coached by. And the best coaches I've had, that's the type of relationship that I've had with them was, at the end of the day, I know they care about me and I know they want what's best for me. So I'll do anything for that man, because I know he cares about me.
I like that you guys you care about each other. I think that's always existed anywhere you've been. You were sort of this beautiful prototype for what a teammate should be. Even just this play last night where it's you and Josh Hines Allen both going, what you're able to do to free up other guys to make plays. Y'all really are all in it together. And I was just thinking the human element you're talking about, Josh Hines Allen has been going through it. I've been watching what he's gone through with his son, the ringing of the bell just a month ago as he's trying to get set for his season, all these different changes. What has been the team atmosphere as far as that and supporting him, and what is the most human thing of all, which is going through it?
We are family at the end of the day, and all of our lives are so intertwined and connected, wins, losses, but also off of the field, how family situations and adversity, the real important stuff, how that affects a teammate of yours and how that affects you as well. Me and Josh are very close. We live in the same neighborhood. Our families, our kids go to school together. Our kids are my daughter and his daughters. or his daughter and my daughters are best friends. And so being there for him and his family through that time in Wesley's battle was, very difficult situation, but going through difficult situations and overcoming them together and supporting one another draws you closer as teammates, it draws you closer as human beings to, and those connective tissues is where you really see a lot of growth. And that's really culture to me, is those connective tissues of people coming together for one common goal. And that's to all see each other be successful. Football is the ultimate team sport. No one can do it on their own. And it's all about, I think it starts with that human element and level. And that's when you can go off and do some pretty special, amazing things on the football field once you guys are really locked in like that.
It's beautifully said. And then y'all are animals. I just want to say, because
Hey.
it's very great, and I love and the support and like y'all. But your DC is an animal. Is it true? And by the way, I know you're smiling, and you're a happy little clam, I think, because you got your wish at the end of the season. Like, you're back playing defensive tackle again. And by the way, you have a sack and a half, and you're a huge reason why this defense ranks inside the top 5 this year with what you're able to do. You're crushing it right now. But I do want to ask you a little bit about your DC. Is he actually showing, is it true that he had you guys watch videos of actual Jags, like, killing each other, fighting each other? What happened there?
Yeah, he did. He had some hunting videos of Jaguars hunting in the wild.
Why?
Camp is a maniac, but also at the same time, he's not always a maniac. I know his family, his wife.
Don't give me that. Tell me more about how he's a maniac. Come on.
No, he is a maniac for sure. Like, the intensity that he brings, like, just he's obsessive, and you definitely appreciate that as a coach. And sometimes, I mean, we as players are obsessive as well, but coaches are a little more obsessive.
I mean, look at these ranks. We have them. Let's show them to Arik. I mean, you've gone from a bottom 5 scoring defense last year to top 5 in 2025. Give me the one specific thing Camp has done that has made this happen.
Man, I go back to the scheme, X's and O's. It's all the same. Offenses run the same plays. Defenses run the same coverages. We align the same. But I truly believe it's those connective tissues, that synergy between coaches, players, and players coming together and being fed up and getting things turned around.
Being fed up, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Fed up with what? I think that has to do with the brouhaha. That has to do with Trevor taking the cheap shot last year. Now let's get to it, Arik. Like, you're fed up. Why are y'all fed up?
Fed up of a lot. I mean, fed up of, I talked about this when I came to the Jags, of how, like, this is a take what you want league and you have to take respect. And quite honestly, we are disrespected. And that's not to, like, oh, I'm disrespected, I'm gonna go out here and do this. It's like, it's with the work. All right, you feel disrespected? Okay, the only way to change that narrative is to go do something. Go do some special historic stuff, which is what we're doing right now. And we got to continue to do day by day, and not rest on what we've done for the first 3 games, but carry that with us, carry that chip on our shoulder. Tired of being fed up of, being in the bottom of the league and get that turned around.
It's working. I mean, you're talking about taking it. Y'all lead the league in takeaways, I believe.
Yes, you gotta take the ball away. Turnovers are one of the biggest indicator between wins and losses in the league. And as a defense, if you're able to take the ball away, you're going to have a pretty good chance of winning football games. And so
Arik,
that's definitely on our mind when we go out there.
Arik, why'd you do that to Joe Burrow?
Actually, I didn't do nothing to Joe Burrow.
You're getting so much heat. I'm a big Bengals gal. I want everyone to know you had a hand in it. Come on.
I did have a hand in it.
You had a sack that led to this turf toe.
I had a hand in it, but I didn't have my hand on the foot that got hurt. So what I'm saying is, I'm going to put this out there. I love Joe Burrow.
Okay.
Joe Burrow is a top 5 quarterback in my eyes.
Okay.
The NFL is better when Joe Burrow is out there. I have a lot of respect for him as a player, competitor. It's very unfortunate that I was tied to.
Awful.
I want him to be out there. Like, at the end of the day, I want to play football. If you could remove injuries, this would be God's gift to earth. Football is God's gift to earth if you could remove injuries. It's unfortunate that I had somewhat of a hand in it because I really want him to be out there and to be able to show.
You're just doing your job. I just saw the tweets. I saw the tweets and I'm like, what do y'all want this man to do? What do you want? He's doing his job. Okay. And Joe will get back out there and he'll give you guys a run for your money in the AFC playoffs potentially, which I'd love to see. I do want to ask you, our shows, we have like about a minute and a half left. You and your wife, Mindy, and hello to her. You're so committed. It is so beautiful to see with education, fighting childhood hunger. You have the Armstead Academic Project. You were handing out giant checks on the field on Sunday. What's going on?
A lot is going on. We're really excited about the direction of our organization and the young people and families that we're trying to impact. This past weekend, my wife started an initiative here locally with Blessings in a Backpack, where we're fighting food insecurity for students. We're providing meals for them throughout the year, because how can you ask a kid to focus in school if their belly is hungry and when they go home they don't have food to eat? So my wife started this initiative with some local organizations, and we're very excited to be a part of that. And we have a lot in store for the Armstead Academic Project moving forward this year. And
ArmsteadProject.org, which we love to see. Really quick, in one sentence, how's it going to go against your old team this week?
I can't wait. What's his name? Bart Scott? Can't wait.
Oh, hello, Bart. Good morning to you. Okay, good. You and Mikkel Williams. Can't wait to see that. Love you. Arik, appreciate you. Have a great week and congrats on the success.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
You too.